Welcome to Agent Screen, the first and only place to come to for movie reviews live at the cinema. Although we're not in the cinema this time, we've got a very special episode for you.
That's right, we are going to be reviewing the very first episode of the new season of Doctor Who, which, as we all know, is a very controversial episode because it is the brand new Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, the first female Doctor in history, which they actually wanted to do a long time ago, which never happened. Yeah, they actually wanted to do that a long time ago. They wanted to do it on the early seasons of Doctor Who, but nah, it's here now.
Okay, well, I mean, let's address the sort of, the main point, the elephant in the room. I mean, you say it was a controversial episode. Was it a controversial episode, or was it just people being controversial?
Hold on there, please, madam. I need you to do as I say. This could be a potential crime
Why are you
scene.
calling me madam?
Because you're a woman.
Am I? Does it suit me?
I think, well, for me personally, I did have my reserves about it as well. I had reserves about it for a long time. When I found out about the female Doctor Who,
okay, I was going to ask, what are we talking about here? So we're talking about...
Yeah, we are talking about the first female Doctor Who.
We're here to talk about, first of all, the new Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, who plays the 13th Doctor. Technically the 14th, if you include the War Doctor.
That is very true. I don't know why that's not included.
Because he's technically not the Doctor, he's a War Doctor. So she's the 13th Doctor.
That's a plot hole, I'm sorry.
No, it's not a plot hole, it's not a plot hole. In any case, obviously, as we said, there was a lot of controversy around the idea of the Doctor becoming a female. As the 55 years or so that it's been on the TV, the Doctor has always been a male character. So, technically speaking, within the realms of the universe, he can, technically, I guess, regenerate into a female.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's just never happened before. So when they decide, at the same time, I guess he can regenerate into a tree. They can regenerate into any sort of life form. So you could argue, yeah, he can regenerate into these things. Should he though?
This is very true, and they did test the waters on this. When Capaldi came out, the Master came back, and it was female.
Ah, yeah, Missy.
And that was, Missy.
I never saw that coming. I should have seen that coming.
I did not expect Missy to actually be the Master, but she was actually really good. She's a very good actress. Okay. She did the Master very well.
So they tested the waters. Previously, they made another Time Lord, the Doctor's greatest nemesis, other than the Daleks, but she, or I should say, he regenerated into she, Missy. And fans took that really well. They loved it.
Yeah, they did.
But then for some reason, they still had a problem with the Doctor regenerating into
I think it's because they've grown up with a Doctor. Of course, obviously, the Master was originally a male and is a Time Lord as well, but the Doctor is a Doctor. They know and love the Doctor, and it's always been a male. Yeah. It's never been a female, so that was one of my concerns, is how is this going to turn out? How is she going to transition from the previous Doctors? I mean, I've had issues with previous Doctors as well. Like, I think originally I had issues with Matt Smith and he did a really good job.
What?
When it came out, because you
had issues with my Doctor?
Yes, because David Tennant was my guy. And then when he finally left, I was like, wait, who's this Anyman?
Anyman?
Yes.
Yeah, he might have been Anyman. He might have been Anyman.
To be fair, he hasn't really been...
But I think he more than showed that he is the greatest Doctor of all time. So
that's a bit pushing it, but it's your Doctor, I'll let you slide.
Yeah. Alright, so it's happened, it's done. The Doctor is now a woman. Jodie Whittaker has taken the mantle of the Doctor.
Yeah.
How do you think she performed in this episode? I mean, did she do it justice? Forget the fact that she is a woman, like her portrayal of the Doctor. What do you think of that?
I was actually pleasantly surprised by how well she did. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Matt Smith's Doctor, a little bit, just because of how random she was at times, and the way she was, the way that she portrayed herself a little bit. It kind of felt a bit like that, but it was her own unique style as well. Okay. So she mixed a little bit of Matt Smith, but also her own little weirdness to it, her quirkiness to it. And I really liked it. I thought it was, for the first episode, she did really well for being the Doctor. And if it continues like this, I'm alright with it. So my concerns, as soon as I started seeing it, my concerns went away.
Wow.
With it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she did a really good job. I can't fault it. What about you?
Well, I mean, for me, again, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, you know, look, I had my doubts about the whole idea. I had my doubts. But I said, you know what, I'll watch it, I'll see how it goes. And I think one thing I need to remember is that she is still regenerating. She's in the process of regeneration.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because with all the other Doctors, when they regenerated, they made their own character. Like that, they became the Doctor and they had their own personality and, you know, they done what they had to do. Whereas I feel like with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, it just feels like she's acting as the Doctor. I know she's acting as the Doctor, but I feel like she's acting and playing a character of one of the previous Doctors rather than making it her own. But again, you could argue she's still in the process of regeneration. She still doesn't know who she is. Are they doing that on purpose? Like, is she acting like Peter Capaldi on purpose? Because you said she's acting like Matt Smith, and she reminds you of Matt Smith. I think she's more like Peter Capaldi. But is that on purpose? I'm going to say yeah, because she's in the process of regeneration.
I would probably say yes, because throughout the whole episode, she was still regenerating. Like you saw.
Yeah, even when she was sleeping.
Yeah, when she was sleeping, like the regeneration was still going through.
Yeah.
It wasn't until near the end of the episode when she said who she was. She says, "I'm the Doctor."
Well,
so that was.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. I think I'm gonna need to see her in the second episode before we can't judge it on one episode.
Well, this is what I said. I said I would give this season 3 episodes before I decided to continue watching it or not. And from the first episode, I quite liked the setting of the show. With the way that the show went, it didn't feel like Doctor Who. Did it feel like Doctor Who to you? Because it felt different.
No, definitely not. Definitely. I mean, again, I guess for that reason we got to mention they've changed the showrunner. Yeah, I mean, Stephen Moffat's been in charge of the show for about the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So now this season we got Chris Chibnall. He's come in. It's his first season. He's like new Doctor, new companions, everything new. So he's taken this into a whole new direction.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
I didn't know this was called Doctor Who, it would have taken me a while for me to clock on that this was Doctor Who.
Bro, okay, let me explain to you how I actually did not know it was Doctor Who. The way it started, first of all, there was no music. And as I was watching it, I was like, is this Doctor Who? I actually checked the TV guide.
What, you checked it?
I checked the TV guide to actually see, wait, it says it's Doctor Who. But it don't look
like I mean, but how do you feel about it? Like for me, I don't know, is it just me or like, I kind of miss like the whole cheap look to it. Like,
when you said that, I was.
I miss the whole like cheap BBC look. For me, like it looks like some high quality, some HD flipping.
It's definitely a change. They definitely changed the quality. It definitely doesn't look cheap anymore. It looks like a proper full-blown
very
production.
high-end,
It looks like a full-blown production movie thing.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think it's different, but it's not a bad thing. We have to accept that the changes come not only through the Doctor, but also the way they decide to completely cast the whole entire show. So he's obviously not going to use the same type of formula that Moffat's been doing throughout.
I guess the way I saw it was, I couldn't imagine Matt Smith running around in that world. That world didn't feel like
it felt a bit dark to me.
Who-niverse. That way it's called the Who-niverse.
Who-niverse.
I couldn't imagine Matt Smith running around the Who-niverse.
Definitely not.
That Who-niverse. Like, he looked like he wouldn't have fit in. So maybe it's a good thing. He's making it his own. It's Jodie's universe now. So maybe it's a good thing.
I think the jury's still out, but so far I think it's been alright. It's definitely different, that's for sure. But it's not bad. Different. It's good. I like the setting, how it is. It's quite an interesting tone throughout the entire show. I think for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I like it.
Okay.
I think it's good, and as long as it's consistent, I'll be alright with it. But just don't.
I'll tell you where my issue kind of, maybe subconsciously, like because it looks so high production and high end, the special effects now also need to be high end.
Well, something at the start of it looked like something out of Doctor Strange. You know, like the way, like the little square gateway thing when he was touching it. It looked
Mate,
like the dimension barrier.
Well, I can make that on my flipping phone. I can make that on my phone. Now, I'm not impressed by it. Like, with the previous Doctor Who's, the special effects were never that good, but it just had a cheap feel to it anyway, so it was fine.
Yeah, you kind of.
This has a very high-end look to it, so their special effects need to now be on point, otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah, they have to keep that same energy. This is a massive direction
They've
change.
gone very bold. Arguably the biggest direction change since the conception of Doctor Who. Like, this is the biggest change they've ever done.
This is a massive change. Female Doctor, the show looks completely different than what it did before. It doesn't. I can't even recognize it as a Doctor Who thing, as a Doctor Who show myself personally. But like I said, that's not a bad thing. Like I said, giving it 3 episodes, we're gonna see what happens from there.